Oh boy, I tell you what, I am sick and tired of mud. I'm sick and tired of this year. I'm sick and tired of everything. I've never wanted to get out of a combine so much in my life. We had, as you can tell, more rain last night. It started raining about 6 o'clock, right about the time it was getting dark, and I don't know what time it quit, but we got a fair bit. I'm hoping I can still make it up the hill right here so I don't got to go across the center of the hayfield. Oh, that's a lot of water. What a nightmare. So anyhow, I got 2 loads hauled in already. I just got to get the cart emptied out. It might be a minute before we can get going today because the corn's going to have to dry off at least a little bit. So yeah, that's basically where we're at. Corn's a little disappointing in the fact that the test weight's pretty shit. For the first 2 loads I hauled in were 51 and 53, so it's not grading that good, and it's got enough mold damage that it's showing up on the quality test, or the grain grading test, I mean. So it's not exactly good news, but is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that in a year like this. The test weight I was kind of expecting. The moisture is a little higher. It's between 20 and a half and 21 and a half, so that's partly why the test weight's down there. If you dropped another 2 points in moisture, you'd probably be up around 54 and a half, 55 pound test weight, and then it probably wouldn't be so bad. But that moisture's being a little bit of a bugger. And then the other thing that didn't help this field out was it did make it to black layer. So technically it made it all the way to maturity, but it was green right up until whenever our first frost was. I'd have to go, I can't even remember when it was. I remember it was, seems like it wasn't until after we had gotten into November that we actually had our first killing frost. But anyway, so even though it made it to black layer, it didn't really have the time it needed to go through the rest of its natural processes, so that didn't help the test weight situation either. And then the fact that it was green that long also meant that the ears stayed standing straight up through all that rain we got, and the husks had started to open up at the tip because it was drying down, and basically that forms a cup, and the water just runs right down the ear and fills the husk up, and then you start getting mold. Again, there's not a damn thing you can do about it in a year like this. It just is what it is. So, but test weight's going to be the biggest yield killer out here. Honestly, I thought it was going to do better than I expected until I hauled them loads in and saw that, and it's like, oh, that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. At this point, you're just hauling in water weight, what little bit there is. So anyhow, semi is going to get hauled in here today. They're supposed to anyhow. I don't know if I'm going to fill that again or not, since the elevator's open till 5 tonight. Or they're open 8 to 5 the rest of the week, except for Friday when they're open 8 to 2, closing down early for New Year's weekend. So I think I can get done without having to use a semi again, because basically if I did it, I'd haul in with our trucks during the day, and then after I get my last load hauled in, start filling the truck. But I really don't want to be out here working in this slop too long after dark. And after I get my last load hauled in, if I can do the same thing I've been doing, get both trucks and the cart filled up, that'd be a pretty good night anyhow. And my God, is this soggy. Hopefully we can make it up front. This is going to be interesting. It's spitting rain right now. Good Lord. Then we got rain in the forecast for Thursday. It's just... it's a mess. So anyhow, and I was bored yesterday, so I was looking at grain carts for sale, and I think I changed my mind. I don't think I'm gonna look for a Parker anymore. I think I'm gonna look for a Kinsey 400. Either a Kinsey 400 or a Kinsey 450. They basically look the same. I'm assuming the 450 just replaced the 400, but as much as I don't really want a 2-auger cart, because they're a little higher maintenance because you got 2 augers to deal with and the drives that go along with them, I do like the thought of having the auger right here on the corner of the cart, closer to the tractor. That makes it a lot easier to see what's going on. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to look for a Kinsey 400 or a Kinsey 450. They're pretty cheap. Plus we might as well get a cart that matches the little one that we build anyhow, right? So, but I'm going to see if I can weasel my way up front and get the grain or get the corn out of this cart and get it hauled in and give it a little time. I don't know if a little bit of time's gonna... hopefully the sun actually breaks through like what it's trying to. That would... because Christmas Eve when I was out here shelling, for like the last hour that I was here, the sun had come out, and almost immediately as soon as it came out, conditions changed and it started threshing a lot easier, drawing a lot less power. So it doesn't take much. We just need some sunlight, but we're not probably gonna get it. So anyhow, we'll catch you guys here in a little bit when I actually get rolling. Hopefully I get rolling. What a muddy mess. This was all pretty much dry. I mean, in relative terms, this was all pretty much dry up here when we were shelling Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. And we're just gonna go ahead and give her a snort. It's been sitting up here enough to get chilled off overnight. Where's my... I think it's time for... I need to figure out how to fix this camera. I think part of the reason some of my videos getting a little bit of vibration to it is on this Hero. On all the other GoPros I've had, there's a skeleton case that goes over the camera that's got the little tabs on it to put the screw through for your camera mount. And for some reason on this, GoPro decided it was a good idea to have little spring-loaded tabs built right into the bottom of the camera. And they're starting to get a little loosey-goosey, like the pins are getting wore out. Although I do see some screws in there. Maybe there's just some loose screws. But anyhow, I guess I can untarp this thing. was gonna go out back and finish opening this field up, because my cousin asked me if I could shell off some rows in front of his tower back there so we could have a lane to shoot down. But after that extra rain we got last night, I think I'm gonna let that field sit for another day or so before we try to tackle it. And I'm just gonna stay up here, and if he doesn't like it, he's gonna have to suck it up, because I can go out there and get a little bit done, or I can stay up here and get a little bit more done. So, but semi did get hauled in. I told them as of right now I'm not planning on needing them again unless this drags out into Saturday. God, I hope it does not drag out into Saturday. But time will tell. It's, what time is it now? Is it noon yet? Probably a little afternoon. Yeah, 12:08. So I'm probably only going to get 3 loads shelled out and down to the elevator, and then come back and get everything filled up again. So it could have been a more productive day if I could have got started sooner. But it also took me a minute to get 3 loads hauled in by myself, because that's a lot of back and forth. So that chewed up almost 2.5 hours of the morning anyhow. So I'm gonna let this thing sit until the temperature gauge starts to come up, and then we'll have at it. Alright, she's been warming up for a minute. I've let it run and let the belts warm up and start to dry off. So got back from hauling the first load in that got shelled today, and naturally now it's, you probably can't see it on the screen, but it's kind of a nasty, misty, constant rain crap going on. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep shelling or if that shuts me down for the day, but if nothing else, there's still a hopper load in the combine yet, because I shelled an extra round after I got the cart full. This farm is proof you can never have too much driveway. There is just not enough room here for this kind of stuff. There's another truckload's worth. I didn't make a fourth round this time because since it's kind of misty, I don't want the hopper on the combine sitting full in case this mist turns into something serious. I don't think it's supposed to, but better safe than sorry. And I loaded the cart front heavy this time to see if having more weight on the ass of the tractor helps me climb that hill up front. So believe it or not, the tougher the stalks get, the better everything goes through the head. It's not pulling in any leaves or anything. Now it's just pulling in ears and husks, so it's actually picking cleaner. Well, now that I've started on the long rows, I'm getting pretty much full hoppers every round, and now I can't fit 3 rounds in the cart and still be able to. Actually, probably got a little rambunctious. I probably shouldn't even have put that much in there, but this is probably going to be the last load I get hauled in, because it's basically it's 4 o'clock. So after this, we'll be filling trucks for tomorrow. Alright, you guys can't see it, but cart's full, both trucks are full. I'm gonna walk back up front. I got 32 rows left back here in the front field. So that should make 2 more truckloads. And it's supposed to get down close to freezing tonight, so I'll have to get over here yet. The shovel's in my pickup, so I'll have to come back here yet tonight and get them tracks cleaned off so we don't have any issues tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll have to haul fuel to the combine and grease it because it's about due. So that's basically where we're at. Hopefully I can get Dad to haul 1 truck in the morning. That'll save me about 45 minutes. So anyhow, I guess since you can't see anything anyhow, we'll go ahead and catch you guys tomorrow. All right, we're back. I got 2 loads hauled in this morning, and Dad's gonna take my truck in later, so I didn't have to worry about it. And I came over, got the combine serviced, and cleaned the windows on the 4450. So everybody knows why we're here. Don't need much more of an explanation than that. Let's see what we can do today. saving the worst for last. This field is, especially back there in that corner, is terrible. But I've almost got it opened up. I've got my 4 all the way around the outside. I've actually got 8 passes over here because I took 4 earlier this week. And I've just got to get it opened up along the waterway in the center and split it up the center and figure out where my first long row is. And the hard part will be done because I hate opening up fields. It is the most time-consuming part of the whole dang thing. But Dad got done doing what he had to do today, so he came and took a truck in for me. It's 3:30 now, so I should be able to fill 1 more truck to get to the elevator, and then we'll be working on tomorrow. So let me finish opening this up and then we'll get back to you. Dad just took off with the first truck for tomorrow. I'm working on a load to fill my truck. putting a pretty good hurting on it. There's these rows here that are off. I got 12 off. I've been going down through the wet hole. That way I'm light going down and then jumping over in front of my cousin's deer stand and coming back on the dry side. It accomplishes two things. It gives my cousin his shooting lane, and it means I don't got to come back through that wet hole half loaded. So I put a pretty good hurting on it. It doesn't look like much because I ran a little bit everywhere, but you got 16 rows all the way around the outside, these rows there, 12 rows over there, the 16 rows around the wet hole, and 32 rows over along the woods. I mean, making headway. But it's getting dark. I'm not going to be able to show you a whole lot, and I'm really just trying to get done tonight, or not obviously not going to get done, but try to get out of here at a decent time tonight. So we will catch you guys here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add up the weigh tickets so far, just so we know roughly how much we pulled off since we started. Well, I had a gathering chain jump, the second one in from the end there. The stalks were getting kind of tough, the dew's starting to set. So that'd be the fourth one I've had jump, but I haven't had the same one jump twice. Well, okay, technically it would have been the third one, because the one I'm calling number 4 is the one right there that broke. But anyhow, I'm not going to piss with it in the dark, in the mud. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it a night. The cart's like half full. I'd get it fixed. I have to pick one more hopper load to finish the truck or finish the cart off. It's just, yeah. So anyhow, I'm going to go home real quick. I'll add up what we got for tickets so far, and that'll be the end of it. Alright, so far, hauled in, what did I count, 14 loads? 14 loads, and one of them was a semi, and so far it's 4206, plus the 2 loads that are currently on the trucks, probably at least another 500 bushel there, plus there's probably a couple hundred bushel in the cart. So definitely not going to make it anywhere near 8,000, but should be well north of 6,000 bushel, and 6,000 would be 150 an acre. So it's too early to speculate because I don't know how much is left back there. It was hard to tell in the dark. Feels like I got more done than I probably actually did, but anyhow, I think it's making at least 150 bushels, so can't complain about that for the year it had. So anyhow, sorry the video is getting a little sparse on the action shots. It's just the longer this drags out, the more it's like I really just don't want to run the camera. I just want to get it done. So anyhow, with that being said, I guess we'll catch you guys tomorrow. We got chances of rain. Hopefully it doesn't amount to much, because if it's just sprinkling, I'm going to send it. But we shall see. So anyhow, that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.